in sight. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram. Nikki Brazier is down on the competition floor. Overall standings for the women coming into this event, Tia Toomey surrendered 3 points to Mal O'Brien in that last event, but Toomey still leads. O'Brien 50 points back. Emma Lawson sits in third with 775 points. She's trying to hold off Danielle Brandon and Haley Adams.
Event number 9 was interesting to kick the day off as Tia Claire Toomey in Terminator mode, but Mal 1000 lurking behind her. We got to the sprint portion of this. Round 1 went to Tia, but as we got into round number 3, a couple of mistakes from Tia, which is kind of the story early on in day number 1, opened the door back up for Mal O'Brien, and Mal got to pick up a few points on Tia Claire. Tia still winning by 50. And in an event like this, it's hard to say. It's hard to say what's gonna happen. We've never seen a test like this here at the CrossFit Games, and I doubt a lot of athletes have picked up bags this heavy before, as we have the women starting at 160. Going all the way up to 260. Leverage your strength. There's going to be some certain technique these athletes are going to have to do, and there's going to be a lot of leverage from the hips to get it up. And as you said, Sean, no barbell, no problem. We are still testing strength.
Let's send it down to the competition floor. That's where we find Nikki Brazier.
Bags back in the warm-up area that they were able to test ahead of time, and from what I saw in testing, many of them were able to get the bags up onto their shoulder, but stabilizing there was the issue. Now that is the standard. The athletes will have to remove their hand from the sandbag once it's up onto the shoulder, balance there and show control before the rep is called good by the judge. They won't be able to let go quickly and come back. That would be a no rep.
Thank you, Nikki. There's your overall leader, Tia Toomey, 882 total points as she looks for her 6th straight title of Fittest Woman on Earth. The yokes are out there for the tie-break. If you fail at a weight, you will go to the tie-break area, and then whoever else fails with you, you will have to move those 3 bags, 50, 100, and 150 pounds, over the bar, however you want to, whatever order you want to, and then sprint to the finish. And that determines your final finishing order.
I don't know what I'm more excited about, the max lift of the sandbag or what this tiebreaker may look like.
£160 is the opening weight for the women. And we're talking to Allison Scudge from the demo team a few minutes ago, and she was saying that this is a weight women are used to. They use this D-ball sometimes in training. But like you said, beyond that.
Right. I mean, we've seen 200 and 150 in competition. We're starting at 160. And Sean, when I'm looking at these weights, it's a lot like what we say a snatch ladder, where there's an option to either power or receive it in a full squat. And oftentimes we say, practice what you're gonna finish with. If you know you're gonna finish with a full squat, start that at the lighter weights. For this as well, there is a massive, massive amount of technique that is needed. There's
Haley
not
Rail in the middle, pardon me, Chase, is struggling a little bit, but she's able to get that thing situated.
And at these, quote, lighter weights, which I put in massive air quotes because they're not light at all, this is the time where you can take the time to start practicing appropriate technique. Straddling the bag vertically, balance between your feet, hinging at the waist, sliding the hands underneath, getting your feet underneath you, like your feet shouldn't be dancing all over the place throughout this movement. Lapping that bag into a deep squat with the knees together, that's a big thing too. We're so used to power cleans or sandbag over the shoulder where people touch and go with a wide stance. You actually want a more narrow stance in the mid part of this.
Sola Siegerdaughter out there. Danny Spiegel just ripped that thing up to the shoulder. Lucy Campbell, who has an event win earlier today, and rinse and repeat, no problem for her, and Haley Adams was successful. Danielle Brandon on the left, she's good. Gabby McGowan has They hoist it up. Ellie Turner, no problem. Sarah Kaya and Caroline Spencer were all successful.
And I think the misconception when you look at a weight like this, you know, a strongman bag, sandbag, even an Atlas stones, is that you use the term grunt work. But that's not to discredit how much technique is required to do this movement appropriately.
Emma Lawson on the left there struggling a little bit. Rebecca Fuselier fell down, but Lawson was able to get a successful lift. So here's Rebecca Fuselier, who probably never wants to see another sandbag in her life after these games.
Okay, so squeeze your knees together. Roll the bag.
Good fight from Rebecca Fuselier to get through that. Just a taste of I think, what the crowd reaction is going to be like as we move through this event.
And what we have set up is that all athletes will have a legit opportunity to take as much time as needed to get that bag to the shoulder.
No problem for Carl Saunders there, second to left. Al O'Brien has it.
The only time element for this is really on the tiebreaker. That'll be the separator if athletes get stuck at the same weight. But as far as this is concerned, they're going to let it ride for as long as they can. If they got to sit at the bottom of the squat for 30 seconds just to get the bag to their shoulders, it's on the table.
No problem for Toomey. Wells made it. Matilda Garnes in the middle. The only woman unsuccessful on the first attempt. And Garnes has it. Everybody is successful at 160 pounds, and now we'll move out the 170-pound bag. And also talking to Allison Scuzz earlier, that we were talking about on a barbell, you throw a couple fives on it, it's sometimes not that noticeable. But she said you really notice the jump in weight with a bag.
Well, they're going to hit a certain weight where the bag actually changes. They're going to use taller bags. You can even see it in the back. Look at the front row of bags versus the back row. So there's going to be a certain weight where the barbell doesn't change, right? As the weight goes up, the thickness doesn't change, just the weight itself. As the bags get heavier, look at the difference in the size of those bags. That also drastically affects the way the bag feels coming off the ground.
There's Mal O'Brien, second place overall. Coming into this competition, you thought, hey, Mal might be the youngest woman ever to finish on the podium. She still may finish on the podium, but Emma Lawson may get that honor if she stays where she is at just 17 years old.
Lawson's in the top three. You got Haley Adams sitting in fifth, just 4 points behind Danielle Brandon, who moved up into that fourth place position after that fourth place finish in the last event.
The top 8 athletes in the overall standings are all on the far left platform. So now we're at 170. Alexis Raptis has that. Paige Powers is in the middle. She has it. Almost, but Powers gets sent to the floor with that one. And she can still make another attempt.
She's sliding her fingers underneath the bag just to get a better grip. And this is the tough part, the width of the bag.
Powers has it.
And every second attempt we've seen so far has been drastically better than the first. And what's really different about lifting these heavy bags, say, than with a barbell, like a power clean, is you want these athletes to be dropping into a deep squat once it's in their lap. You get it from the floor.
O'Connell is the last one to be successful on that 170-pound bag, so no one has been eliminated yet. We're only on bag number 2.
Once they get it to the lap, it's basically a deadlift from the floor. Get it to their lap, squeeze the knees together. And almost counterintuitive to most things is they should actually be shooting their hips up first to leverage the bag to the shoulder. That's what we're saying, leveraging your strength.
Ariel Lowen got a no rep. She's gonna have to make another go.
what you saw there is she's in that kind of quarter leverage position, and then she jumped the bag to there. There's going to be a certain weight where you're not going to be physically able to do that. So as I said, is start practicing those little things. Lapping in a deep squat, wrapping in that bear hug position, shooting the hips up, and then rolling that back with the shoulder.
Haley Adams successful, and Lucy Campbell struggling a little bit. Danny Spiegel was good, so was Sun Young Choi. So Campbell has it.
And that was awesome for Campbell, that her patience in that. She had it to the chest and took her a couple pumps to get it up to the shoulder. And you talked to actually talked to Rob Orlando earlier, and having patience in that position, it's not a comfortable position to be in at all. But realizing that if your midline is stable, you can spend some time in that uncomfortable position and wait to get it to the shoulder.
Daniel Brandon. Brandon getting it out on the shoulder.
Everybody gets through on that round. Now up step Emma Lawson, Laurel Horvath, Paige Semenza, Rebecca Fuseli. Keep an eye on her, and Julia Cato. Horvath has it. Lawson is good. Semenza is good. Fuseli and Cato are left. Fuseli just can't get it to her shoulder.
She had a decent setup, that hip drive up, that roll up the body, but there's a certain point where it just gets too hard.
And Cato is going to get it. Fuseli is going to wind up. Assuming no one misses this. Fuseli's going to finish towards the bottom here. Now we'll see if anybody joins her in a tiebreak. The final 5 athletes are stepping up to the platform, led by Tia Toomey.
Fuseli is on the inside of that cut line at 27. She's about 50 points of that cut line for 31st. We're cutting to 30. That was only 37 women in total.
Fuseli, the only woman eliminated, so she'll take 37th place. And as you heard Chase mention, she's someone who is flirting with the cut line right now, so that's certainly not going to help her cause. We cut down to the top 30 athletes after tonight. Let's send it down to Nikki Brazier.
Well, we are lucky to be joined by Jerry Pritchett here, who's a professional strongman. And Jerry, you were in the athlete briefing. As I understand it, you gave these athletes some pointers. What exactly should they be doing out there to handle those sandbags?
The biggest thing, the technique is going to come in on these heavier bags. The bag's taller, much longer than these ones. These lighter bags, they can almost just kind of roll it like a stone on the shoulder. So it's going to be more crucial as it gets heavier to focus on that lap and then really get that hip drive to turn, because you're going to have to turn the bag onto the shoulder. It's not going to be able to roll it like they're rolling it now. So a few of them are doing that now, so I think that'll just kind of carry over for them. Then the ones that are rolling, they're going to have to adjust when they get to the bigger bags. And then just be careful not to load the biceps off the ground. And when they heave it, let the hips get the explosion, not from the biceps. They'll tear a bicep.
Thank you so much. Good luck, athletes.
We are up to 180 pounds. Hopefully all these women were listening to Jerry Pritchett, who has a lot of experience doing this stuff.
We are feverishly writing notes down.
Paige Powers is the last woman to shoulder that bag.
What we're starting to see is they're getting a bit more used to the weight. I feel like cleaner reps, almost better than we saw in the 180, 160.
And the Barnhart, no problem. Lisa Fuliano struggling, she's going to drop it. Bailey Rail and Lisa Fuliano left on the floor. 180 pounds. Fuliano's going to make another go. As long as she got a realistic chance. They're going to let him lift.
He's doing a good job pinching her knees together on the right, but she needs to squeeze her feet in together a little bit more.
Bailey Rail is there, and she's going to get credit. But Fuliano is not going to be able to complete the lift. She will head to the tiebreak area.
And just like most lifts that we have coming off the floor, deadlift, there's a foot position that's in line with the hips. Even when you think about a press overhead, those feet aren't out wide at the beginning of it. Narrow up that stance a little bit once you've got the bag lapped. Just hang on that big bear hug.
Everyone successful in that round. Here comes Lucy Campbell, who put up a good fight on the 170-pound bag. Danny Spiegel in the middle of the floor has never looked bothered by any of this. Mal O'Brien on the left side. And Lucy Campbell. O'Brien has it. Lucy Campbell trying to get that thing up to her shoulder. Haley Adams, pardon me. Looking at Mal O'Brien's head. Haley Adams on the left side. Apologies to Haley. Sonia Troy trying to get through. And Troy's going to get it. Lisa Fuliano, the only woman so far to bow out on the 180-pound bag. Daniel Brandon has it. Ivy Turner is good. Gabby McGowan is good. So is Sarah Kaya. Emma Lawson on the far side, trying to hang on to third place overall. Laura Horvath is next to her. Paige Semenza does a nice job. Lawson has it, Horvath has it. Julia Cato is left on the floor now. Going to make a second attempt.
Watch the feet. Knees together, feet a little bit more narrow.
Cato is just not able to stabilize that on her shoulder, and she will join Fuliano in the tiebreak area. So we're going to see our first tiebreak here.
On the platform, Saunders, O'Brien.
Now Mal O'Brien is out there. Saunders, no problem. O'Brien has it. Mikulishin is good. And Turi Helgadottir, good as well.
We're still seeing a lot of athletes being very vertical with their pull and their hip drive. You got to get more horizontal. Leverage, that just means hinging at the waist. So when you lap that bag, like CLT is very vertical, she shoots those hips up a little bit. You could do it even more. When that bag gets to a certain point, you're going to have to shoot the hips up first.
Freya Moosbrugger to the floor as everyone else is successful. Moosbrugger's going to have a chance to make another attempt at that 180-pound sandbag.
Hips, yes. Patience. Patience.
Moosbrugger did enough, and she's going to get credit.
Tell you what, somewhere out there, Rob Orlando's happy. And that's what it takes. That uncomfortable weight in that chest lapped position. But if you can stabilize your midline, you can leverage it up a little bit from that shouldered position.
Now the tiebreak between Julia Cato and Elisa Fuliano. They have to get those three bags, 50 pounds, 100, and 150, over the top bar on that yoke, and they can go in any order they want. After they get the three of them over, they race to the finish. Winner will finish 35th.
And a lot of this, I mean, you just picked up a bag that weighed, what, 180 pounds. Your first one is 150. In fact, it's lighter than the first one you started with. And like I said, Sean, they can go lightest to heaviest, heaviest to lightest. You're talking to Allison Scud. She preferred heaviest to lightest. She said it was the lightest 150-pound bag she's ever picked up in her life.
Stand by.
Here we go. Both are going to go for the 150 first. Fuliano has the 150-pound bag over. The 100 is over, and it looks like Elisa Fuliano is going to win the tiebreak, so she'll take 35th with Paolo in 36th. Now we move to 190 pounds. 34 women remain. Alexis Raptis at the bottom of your screen is able to get it. Jacqueline Dahlstrom. Victoria Campos. Now it's Paige Powers who's found herself in a wrestling match with that thing the past couple of rounds.
So Paige did a good job of getting that to her lap. You want a straight arm deadlift from the floor. So she's going to straddle it. Try to slide those fingers, so rocking that bag, so getting a better grip. Arm straight from the floor to the lap. Now squeeze the knees, good. Bring the feet together. Now she should drive her hips up first, but see how she leans back? You're not getting the leverage you need in these heavier bags. So as this weight gets up, we're gonna have to, eventually everyone's gonna get into that lap position. From that deep squat lap, the first thing athletes need to do is shoot their hips up vertically. Shoot the butt up to the ceiling, and then as they lean back, drive their belly into the bag to get it over the shoulder. Just because you can get away with that technique now, like I said before, you need to start practicing while you can.
Barnhart, O'Connell, and Collenbrander were all successful. Bailey Rail is the last woman on the floor. Second attempt.
See, our feet are a little wide. Those need to slide underneath a little bit more.
Bailey Rail is going to face off against another Mayhem athlete, Paige Powers, in the tiebreak. Move to the next round. Ariel Lowen closest to the camera. Emma McQuaid is next to her. Carolyn Prevost is in the middle. Sun Young Choi. And Elena Carotala-Sanahuya. Lowen is good. McQuaid is good. Sun Young Choi, I believe, is successful. Carotala-Sanahuya is not going to be able to get through. Haley Adams, Lucy Campbell, Danny Spiegel's in the middle, and she just rips that thing off the floor. Haley Adams left side. What a good fight for Haley Adams. Lucy Campbell has it, and Sarah Kaya is through. Haley Adams has been impressive so far.
Yes, she has. I mean, you know, hey, get to the shoulder, you get your arm extended, and the rep counts at the end of the day. That's what matters.
Danielle Brandon on the left side. Danny McGowan, Ellie Turner is good in the middle. Alice Kazan is through, and Caroline Spencer on the far right was good as well. So far only 3 women have failed on this bag, except Emma Lawson and Laura Horvath. We take one more look at Haley Adams.
I mean, that fight.
Saw Haley Adams wiping at her left eye there.
There's a lot of chalk flying around. Maybe you throw your hand out a little too aggressively.
Laura Horvath is through. So Emma Lawson is still on the floor. She's on the left side, currently 3rd place overall. And Lawson had it, but unable to stabilize and kind of reach for her back, so she will go to the tiebreak area. Now this is big for Danielle Brandon, because Brandon is 41 points back of Lawson. Cara Saunders is good. Now O'Brien has a two hold on it in the middle. Helgadottir trying to catch her balance, and I don't think she's going to get credit. It has to be stable. But she was close.
She's just leaving a lot of power on the table. It's not like a typical Olympic lift, which is where Turi excels. See how she got it to the lap. And it's impressive. It's so impressive that they're getting these weights. But like Jeremy was talking about, is lap it, drive the hips to the ceiling, and then lever back. But just how strong some of these athletes are to do it even without that technique.
Brooke Wells and Tia Toomey are good. Matilda Garnes. Moose brother. She's got to have it higher. And now she gets the okay. Four women in this tie break.
Four athletes.
The winner of this tie break will take 31st.
I'm sure once the time that 50-pound bag comes into play, they just kind of grab it and chest pass it over the yoke.
Emma Lawson, Elena Karatala-Sanahuya, Paige Powers, and Bailey Rail.
10 seconds. Stand by.
Here we go. All three going to go for the 150-pound bag. Lawson over first. Lawson to the 100-pound bag. Lawson has that down on the Lawson far side. Gets the 50 over, checks it, and she's in. Rail is second. Powers is third. So Karatala-Sanahuya is going to finish in fourth in the tiebreak. So Emma Lawson will finish 31st.
That's our athletes in set for a 200-pound sandbag.
30 women left. Once we get down to 21, we're going to cut the platforms to 3. Now 200 pounds in the bag.
They're rolling it out. Come on, Maxie. Put your hands together.
Jacqueline Dahlstrom on the second lane from the right has it.
Able to advance.
Victoria Campos is good, and Alexis Raptis is going to try again.
Campos in the zone.
She can drop her hips way more than that. You actually want to be at the bottom, like the deepest squat you can be, where the hips are below the back. And so from that position, with that deep squat, you get a good bear hug. You get that bag over the belly on top of the chest. Shoot the hips up, almost the exact opposite you would tell someone in a deadlift. But that's what it takes for a strong man bag. Deep squat, bear hug, shoot the hips so you're almost in this horizontal torso position, and then as you lever back, drive your belly into the bag and roll it up to the shoulder.
Amanda Barnard's first time she's struggled a little bit. Christine Kohlenbrander is through. Barnhart needs to get it more on her shoulder. She tried to show control, but it is not up on her shoulder. She continues to wrestle with that thing, and Amanda Barnhart's going to win.
That was close.
Carolyn Prevost. She wants she can make another run. Christy O'Connell at 200's got to get it to the shoulder, and she has it. Now Prevost with another try. And Prevost not going to be able to make it. Steps Danny Spiegel in the middle platform. Again, Danny Spiegel has been all these back look easy so far.
Here we go, and she is underneath the bag.
Ariel Lowen's on the far left, and Spiegel just ripped that off the floor.
Jeez.
And then McQuaid is good, Choi has it, and Ariel Lowen will now make her second attempt. Lower down will make her shoulder on Prevo and Raptis. Here's Danny Spiegel.
Hands underneath, straight arm deadlift to the shoulder. Jeez, that is ridiculous.
That is just brute strength. Haley Adams on the far left. Ellie Turner is good. Adams trying to work that thing up to her shoulder. So is Lucy Campbell. Lucy Campbell has it. Oh man, that was close.
It's getting a little close. I'd like to see a bit more stability at the top there for some of these athletes. Ryan Haley. Technique will save you.
Thea Kyle's on the far end of the floor, and she's struggling with 200.
Knees and knees, drop your hips more. Says she's leaning back, there's just no leverage there.
It's one of those things where you want to talk about your costly no reps.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of effort that is required to do this at all, let alone spend 15 seconds not getting one, is significant.
Paige Semenza is good. She's been impressive. Caroline Spencer, Danielle Brandon, McGowa, and Gazan all through. Gonna bring out Laura Horvath, Karin Freyova, and Turi Helgadottir. Helgadottir in the middle, Horvath closest to the camera here. Horvath is good.
Horvath's getting it. Horvath is starting to figure it out. You saw on Horvath's last rep.
Oh, Helgadottir was trying to work it up to her shoulder, got it too far behind her and managed to ditch it. Karin Freyova was good meanwhile. Turi Helgadottir with another go. We go Turi again. Gotta wonder how much energy she expended though on that first attempt.
Says she's leaning back right from the bottom. It's not gonna, it's just, it doesn't work like that, right? She had a great setup. She actually had nice slow hips, good bag. But the first thing she did was lean back from that position, and it's the opposite. It's not throw shoulders first, throw hips first.
Mal O'Brien, Carl Saunders, Matilda Gardner, and Freya Roosberger. Mal has it. Saunders is good. Roosberger was through, and Garnes is successful. Toomey. Probably it was Mikulishin who was good. Now Moosberger on the far end of the floor.
We talked about being a good test in the last event with the dumbbell snatches for Brooke Wells. This is a big test for Brooke Wells' elbow for this one as well.
There's Moosberger as both Wells and Toomey are through the 200-pound bar.
The barber chair. Slowly work your way up.
Moosberger just has a little bit more to go to get the control on her shoulders. And there it is. Scan the QR code on your screen for your chance to win a NOBULL CrossFit Games X Guaranteed Rate Athlete Swag Bag. Six women in this tiebreak.
10 seconds.
Winner takes 25th.
Stand by.
The strategy remains the same. 150-pound bag. Helgadottir is the first one over with that. Adams has it over. Helgadottir is going to take it. Raptis, Lowen, Prevo, Kaya, and then Adams. The Helgadottir, Lowen, Raptis, Prevo, and Kaya, followed by Haley Adams, according to the official chip. Send it down to Nikki Brazier.
210 pounds. See how the women on the bench were going to handle sort of sitting next to each other and taking a break in between heats. I wasn't sure if there was going to be a lot of silence, a lot of being in the zone, but actually there's been a lot of fist bumps, a lot of cheering for one another as these ladies continue getting the sandbags up. You can really see the encouragement from the bench. That is what the CrossFit community is all about.
210 for Jacqueline Dahlstrom. Here's Victoria Campos.
Yeah, see how she's going straight up.
Amanda Barnhart, Christy O'Connell, Danny Spiegel, Christine Kohlenbrander, Michelle Murren are the next 5. No, Danny Spiegel and Amanda Barnhart almost there as well.
That might be Amanda's best one.
Christy O'Connell having trouble just getting a good grip on this thing. As these bags get bigger, obviously it's harder to get your grip on them. You don't have that leverage with your arms that you do before.
As we said it instead of hearing it, but it's the answer. You get that back lapped, you got to shoot the hips first, not the shoulders. Shoot them up, then leverage the shoulders, driving the belly into the back to roll it up to the shoulder.
One is good.
What a fight. And that's what's so unique about this test is that this is a gnarly strength test because it takes so long to do. There's an element of a little bit of fight or flight once that bag is stuck on your chest.
So far, 3 women are over in the tiebreak area. Emma McQuaid and Sung Young Choi are up next. McQuaid is almost there, and she gets credit. She's trying a little bit of a different technique, grabbing it lengthwise there.
It depends on who you talk to, which is better. With these bags, with that width, having to rotate around the shoulder. But really, like I said, at the end of the day, if it's more comfortable for you and you can manipulate it better.
Ellie Turner is good. Lucy Campbell.
See how high Lucy's hips are relative to her knees? Those hips need to be below the knees, and you see there's no room for the hips to go.
So your daughter fights through it, and Lucy Campbell doesn't look like she's going to be able to get it. She's going to call it. She'll head over to the tiebreak area. Alice Kazan is over there as well from that round. So we're really starting to cut the field down here. Daniel Brandon far left. Paige Semenza is good. 4 more women still out there. It's a great effort from Paige Semenza. We are cutting down to 30 athletes after the night. Caroline Spencer is unable to get it. Gabby McGowan wrestling with that thing. McGowan will not make it. We are going to have a jam-packed tiebreak here. Laura Horvath and Matilda Garnes. Hildegard's still on the floor here at 210 pounds. Garnes unable to make it. Now, in the event, we have more than 10 women in the tiebreak. They will split them up into 2 heats. Cindy McAlish and Cara Saunders and Mal O'Brien out there now. Saunders unable to get it. Cindy McAlish is close and she'll get it. Saunders and O'Brien now with another attempt. No good for O'Brien. Now Saunders has it to her chest. Almost there. Oh, she's just not able to hold it. So close for Cara Saunders.
Now the fact that Cindy McAlish got that is pretty big because she's in 34th place overall. About 40 points out. Actually more like 60 points out of a top 30 spot. So that's big for her. At least gives her an opportunity maybe to get above that cut line.
But Toomey is struggling now at 210 and she will get it. And Brooke Wells unable to hoist that thing to her shoulder. Bruce Brothers just inching that thing up. We just saw her anymore, and Bruce Brother has it. I think. I don't know if the judge gave her the signal. I didn't see a signal. And Brooke Wells got it. The Moose Brother didn't get credit for it. Now we got to sort out the tie break here. 12 women in the tie break. What they will likely do is go 2 heats of 6. Adrian Bosman is out there. Right now they have 7 women lined up. Sung-Young Choi, Victoria Campos, O'Connell, Kohlenbrander, Gazan, Brandon, so we may go from 5 platforms down to 1 here.
When you hit that threshold weight.
There's Chuck Carswell. You saw him, the head judge. He's in a blue shirt in the back.
There is a lot on the line with this tiebreaker. Big for Danielle Brandon, actually. Danielle Brandon could move herself in the 3rd if she has a good tiebreak.
Emma Lawson is already off the floor. She unofficially took 31st in this event.
And Brandon was 4 points clear of Haley Adams.
Caroline Spencer is at the far end of the floor next to Alex Kazan.
And she's staring at the podium. She's also staring at, if she moves up into third, next in line's Mal O'Brien.
Taking some time to get this set up to make sure that they're going to be able to score this accurately, because they're going to have 2 heats of a tie break. So we won't know who finishes where until the second heat is done. There is Alex Kazan just getting ready for this tiebreak to get started. Meanwhile, all the athletes still alive are getting a ton of rest.
Hey, I'm here for it. That means they can lift more, more weight. Better show for us.
And this looks familiar under the lights. Tia Toomey pacing back and forth during a strength event.
Tia Toomey is the only one pacing back and forth. Everybody else is sitting. Everybody else is looking on. And to the left side of your screen, Tia Toomey is just pacing back and forth.
Here we go, 10 seconds for this first heat of the tiebreak. So far, everybody's gone in descending order. That's what exactly is going to happen. Brandon goes lightest to heaviest, though, and it's going to pay off for Danielle Brandon. Kazan is in. O'Connell came across. Hohenbrander after her, and then Spencer in 5th. Campos and Choi right after that. So Danielle Brandon, the first to go from lightest to heaviest.
Brandon is tossed, chucked, and then lifted. And as I said, no other athlete has gone that direction. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see some change of strategy if that comes up again. 3 seconds faster than the next athlete. And the only one to go from lightest to heaviest.
One more heat here before we can figure out who finishes where. It's going to be Cara Saunders, Tilda Garns.
Now the question is, who is watching? And are you willing to change your game plan?
Lucy Campbell and Mal O'Brien. Here we go. And Mal is paying attention. Mal goes from lightest to heaviest. She's struggling with the 150-pound bag. And the work paid off for her. It looks like Saunders got across first, followed by Garns, Campbell, O'Brien, and now here comes McGowan. We just have to wait to see who had the fastest time among all 11 of those athletes.
Mal had it. She just fumbled the last bag a little bit. Carr over, but from there, Carr could basically just throw the bags.
Carr's made a nice attempt by throwing the leg across her. Paige Semenza and Jacqueline Dahlstrom are out at 2:20. Dahlstrom is through. Semenza on her second attempt.
Just look how big that bag is.
Well, it's not going to happen for Paige Semenza, who looked really good on those first few bags. Had a little trouble with them, but she runs into the 220-pound bag, and she will move to the tiebreak area. Sigurdardottir, Barnhart, and Horvath at 220. Horvath has it lapped, as is Barnhart. And Barnhart has it. Horvath is almost there, and Horvath has it. Sigurdardottir almost there. Let's bring in Nikki Grazer.
I'm with Danielle Brandon. You were the only athlete that, or the first athlete, I should say, who went lightest to heaviest on the sandbags in the tiebreaker. Why that decision?
I just thought there would be more room to pick up the 150.
That's totally fair. What was this experience like for you? This is something brand new we've never seen before at the CrossFit Games.
It's really cool just because we usually mess a lot around with the 150. And I remember the last time I touched a 200, so it's pretty cool to be able to do it kind of with no training on it, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sydney Mikulishin was able to get through. Freyova did not. Neither did McQuaid. Who's out? Moosbrugger.
Wells.
Brooke Wells, what a difference a year makes.
Right now, Wells is standing on the center platform, fighting for a 220 clean.
And Brooke Wells is almost there. She's almost there. And Wells has it. Michelle Nern isn't going to be able to get a lift. And Moosbrugger's going to call it as well.
You know, there was a moment last year when I'm thinking about Nadie Thorsdottir's return. And then there was a moment that turned the tide for her, gave her a lot of confidence to get back into the competition, ended up getting her on the podium. This might be that event for Brooke Wells where she finally starts to feel like herself.
Danny Spiegel has it. Ellie Turner drops it. Now Toomey.
Now this is big for Tia, because we know Mal missed on the last bag. If Tia can get this bag, she can put things almost out of reach going into Sunday. This is a big, big moment for Tia.
Ellie Turner. She didn't have it. She did not have it on her shoulder. It was close. Now here's Toomey for her second attempt. And Toomey is not going to be able to get it. But
still puts distance.
Still does put some, you're right.
Yeah, still puts distance between her and Mal. I mean, anytime you can get points is a great thing, but anytime you give away points to Tia, not so much, but still good for her.
The lead was 50 points for Tia Toomey over Mal O'Brien. And that is going to increase heading into the final day. First, we're going to have a tiebreak. Tia Toomey doesn't get a lot of rest. She's got to go right to the tiebreak area.
And you think they're messing around with a 220-pound bag, and the heaviest one you got to lift is 150. Not that it's light, but definitely more manageable after an attempt like that. But yeah, there's an element of fatigue that comes into play here. And we've seen this go so fast, 8 seconds to, 8 to 10 second attempt. We saw what one fumble of the bag can do.
Ellie Turner was also just out there. Chalking up her forehands. A lot of times in strongman competitions when they're lifting stones, you'll see them just with tacky all over. So you get a little extra stick. Chalk is going to have to do for these women on the bags. See if anybody tries the old Danielle Brandon lightest to heaviest here.
Danielle Brandon.
There's Tia's family. First time they have all been able to see her compete in person. little extra time for Tia Toomey and Ellie Turner to recover here before they take on this tiebreak.
You know, I like they're doing that. Keep things on an even playing field. It's not Tia's fault that she's in the lead and she went last. Well, I mean, I guess it is Tia's fault that she's in the lead and she went last, but she shouldn't be penalized for it.
Unofficially, the winner of this tiebreak will take 12th.
10 seconds. Madison, get close. Athletes, stand by.
There we go. Semenza going lightest to heaviest. And it's going to be a mad dash. I have no idea. I think it was Ellie Turner. Ellie Turner, I think at the bottom, may have gotten it.
Thank goodness for chip timers, because if this was like 2010, everybody would get a tie.
So Ellie Turner, Karen Frailva finishes after her. Toomey's going to take third in that tiebreak. Semenza, McQuaid, Sigurdardottir Murren, and then Moosebrugger.
And Turner went the opposite direction, just like Danielle Brandon did. And I really did like Brandon's explanation of that, is that it gave her more room to grab the 150, because what we see in a lot of athletes do is they'll run to the 150, push it, and try to navigate around the other bags. Getting those out of the way, it's a very savvy move from Danielle Brandon. You can see it, and other athletes are using that for that.
So Turner looking at a top 10 finish. I misspoke. I think she's going to be inside the top 10 with an event result there, because there's only 6 women left on the floor. Now we're up to 230 pounds. Here's Jacqueline Dahlstrom, who will now lift one at a time. Dahlstrom's almost there. And Jacqueline Dahlstrom has it. Here comes Amanda Barnhart.
Dahlstrom's a little stick of dynamite.
Barnhart in 15th place overall. The second rinse and repeat. The best finish of the weekend so far. Barnhart is through. Now Brooke Wells. And I can't imagine what's going through her head right now, being out there all by herself on the platform.
But the crazy thing is, Sean, she's in the exact same spot of which we saw her a year ago. And now she's out there just fighting with the weight. And a lot of times when you come back from a major injury like that, a traumatic injury like that, the question is, will I ever get to do this again? Well, here you are. Will I ever be the same again? And that's always tough. But the fact that she got through that 220 back and got to fight the whole way through that, it's just got to be a sense of relief for her.
Here's Laura Horvath, who's trying to crack the top 10. She comes in 11th place overall. Best finish was in the Capitol when she took second on Friday morning. And Horvath is going to get through.
This is big for Laura. I mean, Laura's went through the ringer as far as getting hit with events that challenge her weaknesses. And you have a day 3, really a day 4. A gymnastics movement in sight. So you didn't think the test was balanced for the last 3 days? We are tonight.
Sydney Michalician good. The Razor Horvath, she comes in 11th place overall, only 7 points back of Carl Saunders.
But Mikulishin was sitting in 34th, John, coming into this with 254 points. 30th place was Christine Holenbrand at 315. She's almost 60 points out. If she can get herself a top 3 finish, we'll just wait for the weight to get heavier for Danny Spiegel. But for Mikulishin, if she can get a top 3 finish, she may survive the cut from 30.
There is Tia Toomey, who is done for the night. I have a feeling that one is not. Think back to last year in the 1-rep max snatch event with Guy Mayeros, who was out there and it just seemed, well, I think we found our winner. It might just be inevitable right now for Danny Spiegel.
And just in case if you're wondering, yes, this is a big deal for something at 240 pounds. Most people might think it looks incredible.
Yeah, that reaction is like, so second place.
Yeah, that's.
We're going for second.
Professional athletes make difficult things.
5 women remain. Brooke Wells is going to take a 6th in this event.
Now this 240-pound bag is 1.6 times her body weight. Dahlstrom weighs 148. It's almost 100 pounds more than her. There's a Dahlstrom and a half in the bag right now, and she's trying to lift it to her shoulder.
Slow and steady has worked for her throughout this event. So, I mean, here she goes again.
I want to put a shot clock on some of this and just how long it takes her to be under this bag, but this girl is amazing.
Jacqueline Dahlstrom is going to get credit. The chat loves it.
I'm reading
Amanda Barnhart.
Sean, I'm reading the bio, and I don't see sandbag savant in the profile yet. I'm going to have to type that in.
Amanda Barnhart.
She has figured out a technique that works for her. Here goes Amanda Barnhart.
Finding that correct. And it's going straight up. Here at the 2022 NOBULL CrossFit Games, we would like to cheer on our athletes.
Oh, Barnhart almost had it.
I mean, it's hard to go for it again after that. They give her an opportunity. That's, Boz has said, if you want to take another crack, you think you can get it, they're going to give it to you. But I mean, that's a full rep. And not to get it so close.
Here's Laura Horvath.
Now the tough thing about going wide, Sean, is you're going to have to turn it on the way up to the shoulder, where Dahlstrom is doing that vertical position, but Laura Horvath is doing a great job turning the bag at that mid-torso position.
Just ran out of gas. Looks like she might be on her way to getting that thing up on the shoulder, but Laura Horvath, if she feels like she can make another try, she can. She's going to decline the opportunity. Here comes Sydney Mikulishin. Laura Horvath will join Amanda Barnhart in the tiebreak area. Sydney Mikulishin, as you mentioned, Chase, on the outside looking in on the cut line, but after this event.
Is your back tired watching this?
Yes.
My back is so tired watching this. How do they do it? All right, so here's the wide. It's a bit easier to get to the lap position, but having to turn it mid-pull is a technical challenge that they have to navigate. There's some pros and cons to it. There's not an exact one way. What we've seen Dahlstrom do is stay vertical. All right, so Mikulishin has changed that positioning, so she'll get it in the lap.
Mikulishin will head over to the tiebreak area with Barnhart and Horvath on these. Danny Spiegel will go here.
The little Doc Holliday. Say when.
First time we've seen Spiegel struggle, but it looks like she's going to make it. And she does. Now we're going to go up to 250. But first, we got to sort out the tiebreak between Mikulich and Horvath and Amanda Barnhart.
Dahlstrom just. When you talk about maximizing your strength, what Dahlstrom is doing right now is the epitome of that. With a tale of two athletes.
It's one of those cases too where, and I know that Dahlstrom hasn't been picture perfect on some of these things, but she has figured out a technique that is working for her and she's executing.
Right, we said that earlier. There is a technique to do this. You lap, you stay low, you drive the hips, roll the bag up the shoulders by driving your belly into it. But at the end of the day, whatever gets the job done counts. There's no style points here. There's ways that you could be better, but what Dahlstrom is doing, I can't even wrap my head around.
Those are your final two athletes, Danny Spiegel and Jacqueline Dahlstrom.
What's even wilder is that Dahlstrom, in the 19 and 20 season, is recovering from a disc and nerve injury. And a lot of times when that happens is developing the midline to protect the spine. So you talk about midline stability, core stability, and strength. You can't do this without having that.
Winner of this tiebreak will take third place.
Stand by.
Here we go. Mikulich is the only one going for the lightest bag. Horvath tosses the 50-pounder. She's going to take third. Barnhart will finish fourth, and Mikulich in fifth, and that is huge for the rookie because Sydney Mikulich looks to move on to Sunday after that.
I mean, there wasn't another choice. You want one more day, you got to put a performance like that. Now Dahlstrom, 5'6", 148. Her clean and jerk is 245. A nice rogue barbell, 245. A packed sandbag at 250.
This is the second to last bag. There's only one left after this. 250 pounds first attempt for Jacqueline Dahlstrom.
This is 100 pounds more than she weighs. And see that deep squat bend position?
How can you smile with that thing on your lap?
So she's squeezing her knees together, bringing her feet together.
Dahlstrom out of gas, not going to make it happen. What a fight with Jacqueline Dahlstrom, and Carl Sanders appreciates that. So Dahlstrom, at worst, is going to take second. Danny Spiegel for the win here now.
He passed it to Spiegel. He's like, will you lift this so I don't have to lift it? I don't want to race you there.
Danny Spiegel for the win.
She, quote, struggled on the 240 and then just reeled it back in on the 250.
Once she got into the chest, she had the leverage. There was no doubt. Dani Speegle with the event win. Came in 21st place overall, and she will definitely move up the leaderboard. Well, that was fun. First career event win for Dani Speegle. It'll take some time to reset the floor now, and the men will come out next. And send it down to Nikki Brazier.
So impressive, ladies. Congratulations to both of you for making it to that final bag. Jacqueline, I will start with you. You had some technique, girl, getting that bag just 1 inch up at a time. How did you conquer that?
Well, like you said, one inch at a time. Yep. That was, I probably was the slowest one getting the bag up to my shoulder, but I think I did pretty okay.
I think you definitely did. Speaking of pretty okay, congratulations, Dani. This is a huge win. We have not seen an event like this at the games just yet. So how did you attack it and end out on top?
This is a great event for me because I actually hang clean more than I clean. So I was like, as long as I can get it to my hips, I'll get it up. So this was great.
I was gonna say, what type of training do you do? What could you possibly do that would allow you to grip a bag like that and hoist it up onto your shoulder?
Lift heavy and eat crumble cookie. Just eat a lot, man.
Congratulations, ladies. Thank you so much.
Dani Speegle with her first career event win here at the CrossFit Games. Jacqueline Dahlstrom will take second. Laura Horvath looks to move into the top 10 with that third place finish, and then it's Barnhart and rookie Sydney Mikulishin. Tia Toomey is going to widen her lead over Mal O'Brien heading into the final day of competition. When we come back, more large loads moving short distances quickly. The men coming up next in the sandbag ladder. Head to games.crossfit.com to check out all the official results, standings, and more. We'll be back at the Alliant Energy Center with the final event of the day for the men. The feats of strength continue inside the Alliant Energy Center in Madison, Wisconsin, as we close out Saturday at the 2022 NOBULL CrossFit Games. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram and 5-time individual CrossFit Games competitor and 2011 Open champ, Dan Bailey, and it's Mike Arsenault down on the competition floor. Overall standings, Justin Medeiros by 11 points over Ricky Garrard. Roman Krennikov is only 7 points back of Garrard for second. as the top three have really separated themselves from the rest of the field.
It's been an exciting morning for Roman Krenikov as we had that swim ski. And it wasn't until that last round, you can see him on the left side of your screen, pulling 2,200 cows an hour. Gets his first win here at the CrossFit Games, been knocking on the door for a long time. And then Justin Medeiros came out in the sprint event hat trick and that overhead position and the strength that he has with that speed and accuracy got him to where he is. First time sitting first.
Event 10 couldn't be simpler. Not a barbell in sight. Real world strength.
But there's so much gymnastics at the games this year. Well, not anymore. There hasn't been in a single gymnastics event today. We have evened out the test as we are cutting to 30 after this. And the sandbags are losing. Leverage your strength. It's not about how much you can pull, but what can you do with that strength? Can you lever? Use that body to help get the bag up. And as you said, no barbell, no problem. We're still testing some strength tonight.
Send it down to Mike Arsenault.
Well, this is the official event number 10 here on the competition floor. The unofficial event number 10 already occurred in the warm-up area. It was quite the sight. One 300-pound sandbag, every single male competitor surrounding it. Everyone took their shot, some just to the lap, some tried a full rep. The only person I saw complete a full rep was Andre Houdet, who coincidentally is only 3 points out of 30th, and of course we're cutting from 40 to 30 after this event. Will his performance put him over the top and book a ticket to Sunday? We shall see.
Thank you, Mike. Dan, you got to test this event.
Yeah.
You got to the 300-pound bag.
I did get to the 300-pound bag, and every 10-pound jump up to that point felt massively different. There's a whole bunch of different technical things that it comes to the sandbag versus a barbell. So typically on a barbell, you're starting with your feet underneath your hips. You're going to jump them out to squat position to receive the barbell. Now you have to start with your feet wide and you're pulling off the floor in an uncomfortable or unfamiliar spot. As you bring it to the lap, you have to bring your feet to the inside now. We're still looking at that rapid hip extension to help get the sandbag up. But what I noticed in the women's heat, which I didn't see in testing and I didn't think to try, was getting it part of the way up. And as long as they could get their hand underneath, inch that thing slowly up to their shoulder, get the hand out and get the rep. That was awesome to watch.
You know, I talked to Rob Orlando and Rob Kearney about how to do this, and they talked about being that levered position over the bag. I didn't think the barber chair pump setup by getting it to the lap and just inch your way to the shoulder, but hey, that's the fun part. You give CrossFitters an insurmountable task and they will find a way to figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
We're starting at 240 here. Pat Vellner has it. Will Morad's through Hapalainen, Andre Houdet as well. And Arthur Semenov is good. Saxon Panchik, Nick Matthew, Alexander Caron, Colton Mertens, and Augustin Riquelme. And how many Mertens are in that bag that Colton is lifting?
1.75. Now Mertens, sitting in first place.
Mertens got that thing up on his shoulder fast.
That was quick.
I think he hurt you.
Great effort.
I don't expect any of these guys to struggle here at the start.
Nick Matthew wearing the anti-Andre Houdet outfit.
So far, everyone making quick work of this 240-pound bag. There's Lazar Jukic. Here comes Spencer Panchik.
One of the things to keep in mind, too, is even though this looks easy at the start, everybody's getting these bags up to their shoulder with one big throw, clearing it nice and easy. I mean, maybe why are we starting so light? We get all this rest. What you don't realize is the CNS fatigue is starting to pile up. The more times we're picking up these heavy objects off the floor and throwing them onto our shoulders. So it's a totally different kind of fatigue that you often don't think about compared to heavy breathing like we've seen here today.
Olsen and Adler are through Vigneault and Pepper, as well as Austin Spencer.
And then we're talking about on the women's side is that these lighter weights when you see like a snatch ladder or a clean ladder, we were constantly adding weight. The time to practice the technique you're going to need at the heavy weights. Focus it on here now, or just trying to get the back over the shoulder?
This is just a warm-up round here.
Yeah, that's a great question. I was actually wondering that watching Danny Spiegel because she hadn't struggled yet. So all the girls were kind of figuring out how to get the bag up onto the shoulder when they started to struggle. But she figured it out enough when she got to the bag. So I think you're just trying to get it to your shoulder anyway. And when you start to notice that it's not getting as high as you want it to with that hip, that hand needs to get underneath the bag to keep it there. And then, like we said, the pump chair sesh, throw it up to the shoulder.
There's Justin Medeiros for the first time. Dima Hills just mauled that bag. Gudmundsson is good. And Medeiros is through. Bring in Mike Arsenault.
Seeing some of these athletes with different fashion choices. We're seeing sleeveless tank tops, long sleeves. Did that make a difference at all? Like, depending how much coverage there would be on their arms. It is warm here in the Coliseum. There might get a little bit of sweat going. Would you advise that these athletes should be like Andre Houdet and have full pants, full sleeves on?
I absolutely wanted to go with the t-shirt. I wouldn't go with the tank top. I want as much coverage on my skin as possible. Part of that is for just grip purposes, and that bag will tear you up. You keep lifting it like that over and over again. It's rubbing against your ear, rubbing against your face. So you want to keep as much covered as possible, but usually the t-shirt's going to be the big one just to keep your chest covered on that.
You can scan the QR code for your chance to win a NOBULL CrossFit Games Guaranteed Rate Athlete Swag Bag. Now we move up to the 250-pound bag. Bellner, Morad, Havalainen, Houdet, and Semenov are good. Saxon Pancic, McMatthew, Alexander Caron, Colton Mertens, and Augustin Riquelme will be up next. No problem for Matthew. Pancic is good, Caron, Mertens, and Riquelme are all through.
And a lot of consistency as technique is concerned. Keeping the bag vertical as opposed to turning it sideways, getting it to the lap, and just that hip to shoulder overhead.
I was interested to see athletes like Tia Toomey, Laura Horvath, turning that bag sideways in their lap rather than keeping it, as you see all the guys on the floor now, vertical there. And what has to happen once that's sideways is they have to actually do a small twist of the bag to get it up onto their shoulders. They don't have enough room to accommodate their head, everything else that's up there, right? But they managed to lift a lot of heavy weight with that. I don't see any of the guys using that technique just yet. Actually, Tim Paulson is right now down on the floor.
Paulson has it to his shoulders. Everyone has stayed perfect so far. We have yet to see a man fail, and we're on bag number 2 at 250 pounds, make 10-pound jumps as we move through the event.
Olsen, Pepper.
Adler is on your left, Noah Olsen next to him. Dallin Pepper, no problem. Dino is good, and so is Austin Spencer. I talked to Austin Spencer before the competition. He said he loves these odd object type things. And Jeff Adler going back to the chalk to get some grip on his forearms. There's Roman Krennikov, no problem. Hopper Mayer and Rico Zanoni. Peyton Brown was also good. Roman Krennikov in his first in-person appearance here at the CrossFit Games. Currently sits in 3rd place overall. He's only 7 points back of that man, Ricky Garrard, for 2nd.
And Ricky Garrard, those forearm sleeves. And Sean, like you said, it's getting hot in this arena. And slippage, whether it's sweat on the forearms or on your hands, you can chalk up, and those sleeves, like you said, is just getting a little bit more tack to get that sandbag up and over your shoulder.
Well, Dima Hills is in the middle there, and that was no problem for him. Gudmundsson's good. Justin Medeiros has been very deliberate on his last 2 lifts.
He does. It almost, if you compare him to the other guys in the field, he's being very methodical, as you said. He's getting it to his lap, making sure he has it secured. And it could be along the lines of what we were talking about, is just practicing for those heavier bags, getting in good positions, using your levers the appropriate way and in sequence. I think from the outside, it almost looks like he's struggling because it's taking a long time, but like you said, Sean, it looks like they're more deliberate attack to these bags. See, lapping the bag. He has that wide stance, and as you said, Danny, he's going to have to turn it.
One hand on the bottom, one hand on the top, too. I think that's how he makes that flip right there, right up to the shoulder.
Now we move to 260 pounds. We have yet to see anyone fail here. Pat Veltman, Will Morad, at the same time, they are good. Heiner Kapelainen, Andre Uday, and Arthur Semenov. Semenov is through. Saxon Pancic, Nick Matthew, Alexander Perron, Colton Mertens, and Augustin McKelney coming back out. Great effort from Colton Mertens.
You talk about, I mean, Mertens works on a pig farm. Dude chucks hay bales. Like, you talk about farmer strong, like Iowa corn-fed strength. Like, that's almost that unteachable strength that Mertens has. That's just real life stuff. Adaptation, yeah.
Willie George is through. Lazar Jukic dropped the bag. He'll have to make another attempt. Grisager is through, and so is Jona Koski. So Lazar Jukic now with his second attempt. And Jukic has it. Jukic and Corona, the two men now who have struggled a little bit with the 260-pound bag. There's Sam Quant. Currently sits in 5th place overall. Here come Adler, Olsen, Pepper, Vigno, and Austin Spencer. Adler, Olsen, Vigno all through. Pepper's good. Now Austin Spencer's got to figure this thing out on the right side.
One thing I love about Adler is that you see a lot of weight belts out here, forearm sleeves. Adler doesn't do that. This guy's that all-natural lifter.
Spencer almost had it, but was able to save it.
Look at Adler. He's just so strong. He almost threw that over his shoulder. Nothing wrong with a weight belt. I love, if I could wear 3 weight belts, right, I would. But the fact that he just goes out there and does that is very impressive.
Travis Mayer, Jason Hopper, Roman Krennikov, and Dave Brown all successful. And now Enrico Zanoni had an easier time with that one than he did at 250. He's got Gerard, Sager, Fikowski, Brion, and Magda.
Ladies and gentlemen, get that sandbag on the shoulders.
Gerard is through. Fikowski finds his balance.
And what we see with this technique, lapping it in the bag, they're strong enough that they don't need to just drive the hips first, but we see what looks like more of a hip toss, something you'd see in wrestling or jiu-jitsu.
Jorgen Karl Gudmundsson getting to work along with Imayanos. Jay Crouch. Once again, Justin Medeiros takes his time and gets through it.
And that over-under technique, as you're saying, Dan.
We're sending it back down to Mike Arsenault on the floor.
We mentioned that the cuts are looming after this event. Andre Houdet, 3 points outside of the cut line. I asked him if that is impacting his performance here on event number 10, or his thought process coming into this event. He said no, truthfully, his mental focus hasn't been there all competition long, which seems strange. However, on July 29th, 10 hours before his flight to Madison, his wife gave birth to his daughter, Amelia. So he had 10 hours with his brand new baby girl before coming to Madison for the games. It's about 3 a.m. in Denmark right now. So Amelia's 8 days old, so she might be up watching right now and seeing if Daddy can make it in the top 30.
I was gonna say, if his experience is anything like mine, he's awake and watching.
Congratulations to Andre O'Day as we move to 270 pounds. Melder, Morad, Hapovaev, and O'Day are all through. So is Arthur Semenov.
Watching the athletes take the different grips, I honestly still can't really tell which one might be more efficient. It might be just what you're more comfortable with. You had a couple runs with it in the back. Maybe you played around with these in the lead up to the games and kind of know what you're comfortable with, and that's what you're going to use.
Max advancing to get Matthew through. Alexander Coroni struggled last time. Gets this one to his shoulder in his first attempt. Burton's is good, and Riquelme.
Mertens, 31st, is only 1 point out of that 30th place cut. And really who he's looking at is that Cole Graysaber. If he can just beat him by a place, at minimum he moves up into that 30th place position.
Koski and Jukic are good. Now Graysaber dumps it behind him.
And Graysaber is the gatekeeper of that cut line in 30th place.
This is a big lift for him right here. And great. He can make another attempt. If he thinks he has it in the tank, they're going to let him go.
Dan, almost the strength is there. He heaved it so much he knocked himself over.
Yeah.
There are 39 men in the field right now. So Graysaber needs to hit this thing.
There it is.
Almost has it.
Nope.
Not yet. He's got to get it to his shoulder. That's not going to count. And he's not going to make it. So that is big. There is the cut line right now.
I'll interview.
Now you're looking at the liftoff between Mertens and O'Day. Because if they all move up one spot, Paulson needs to be careful too because he's only sitting in 29th.
Paulson can make another run at this. You watched last time, you saw what he did to the assault bike.
Channel a little of that energy into the sandbag right now.
Paulson needs this if he wants a shot at getting into Sunday.
Got his hand behind it. There we go.
And he will have it. I think Tim Paulson's the guy we're all going to see when we try to go full send on some sort of apparatus. Close our eyes, and he's going to be staring back at you. You don't go to the dark place, you go to the Paulson place. Guido gets through very quickly. Successful. Dallin Pepper's good, as is Austin Spencer.
Starting to see a few more second hops to get that thing to the shoulder. It's not one clean throw up to the top of the shoulder for everybody anymore. It's a little bit of a wiggle to get it up there.
There's Krennikov, Hopper, Mayer continues to make quick work of that thing. Krennikov is through, Hopper's good. Hayden Brown and now Enrico Zanoni is struggling with that thing. He has it to his lap. And there it is. Ricky Garrard, Cole Sager, Brent Fikowski, Guillaume Briand, and Tudor Magda up next. Ricky Garrard was your overall leader until the last event.
I mean, from top to bottom, really from podium to cut line, there's a lot on the line. I mean, there's no room to make a mistake.
Here we go at 270. Briand is through. Garrard gets it. Fikowski will have it. Magda stabilizes, and Sager just needs to get it to his shoulder, and he will have it. The final round here Medeiros, Gudmundsson, Mayeros, and Crouch.
Medeiros flipping it vertically. Again, going that sideways pull. BKG doing the same thing.
Mayeros has it. Crouch has it. Gudmundsson is good. Medeiros is good as well.
For that last attempt, I think BKG's got this.
One more try from Carl Gudmundsson.
He's also switching his technique from what he did the first time.
And there it is for Grogan.
I would be shocked if he didn't stick with that technique, keeping it vertical from here on out. That looked really easy.
And now we move to 280, so Cole Graysaber is the only man to not advance, and he's going to end up with a 39th place finish.
So with that happening, Colton Mertens will move up a spot, but he only has 2 points on Andre Uday. So Mertens will be in 30th. Uday will move into 31st. Again, just separated by 2 points, which is just 1 place, depending on where they finish.
Somebody out there on the floor from the equipment team, I think, was.
No, they're playing the. They're playing this screensaver game out here on the Jumbotron.
And there's a look at the cut line standings. Andre Uday is trying to get on the right side of that as well. 280 now. And Arthur Semenov is the last man out there, and Semenov will have it. Take a look at Andre Uday, the new father. And a guy who played for his country's National American Football Team over in Denmark.
And in the world of training camps, he trains by himself. No coach.
And Mertens is through. Alexander Caron can't get that to the shoulder.
Now
Kelme is struggling a little bit. 280 pounds in the bag.
Now Caron had it. He had it to the shoulder, but he slid his hands underneath a little bit too much and lost the balance and stability on the outside of the bag. There's
Caron at 280. He's good.
He shot his hands on the outside for stability.
Got that technique right. It popped right up there.
So Caron, again, this vertical position in that hip throw, that's been the secret for a lot of these athletes, but the outside grab on the back to stabilize that.
Paulson, the last man out there, and he will get it at 280. Paulson, another guy trying to make it into Sunday. Cut down to 30 athletes after this event.
Paulson sitting in 29th with 349.
Saturday, feeling some strength in these
13 points clear of Mertens. 15 points clear of Uday.
Here come Jeff Adler, Noah Olson, Dallin Pepper, Enrico Zanoni, and Austin Spencer at 280 pounds.
Pepper in the center lane, going that wide grab. Everyone else going that vertical. Pepper just flipped that.
Adler too.
Yeah.
It was one toss right to the shoulder.
Spencer he's got to keep it from going behind him. And they'll count that. One more look at Jeff Adler.
Adler getting to the lap.
Jeez.
And he's really so vertical. The power that he has in his hips is massively impressive. Now, once this starts tipping to 300, 310, 320, you're probably going to have to lean over that bag a little bit more for more leverage, but just the power that he has.
Jeff Adler currently in 4th place overall. More than 100 points back of Roman Krennikov for 3rd. There's Ricky Garrard. Ricky has it. Bukowski's good. Crouch and Magda are through. And Cole Sager is good as well. The final round here at 280. It's Medeiros, Gudmundsson, and Mayeros.
Gudmundsson sticking with that more vertical, straight up grab. Medeiros still doing the wide grip.
Medeiros has stuck with the same deliberate technique throughout.
And we talked about a hip toss relative to maybe wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and that's really Justin Medeiros' background. You know, it's funny as you think about, you know, CrossFit as a training methodology bleeding into being more efficient at your sport, and now you lean on your sport to be a bit more efficient in a strength test.
Yeah, one of the things I'm noticing on that underhand that's under the bag, it's not sitting outside of his body. It's actually the bag is pinning his hand to his hip or to his quad before he launches. So I'm sure that has an effect of just helping him pop that thing up there a little bit faster, get a little more power into the bag up to the shoulder.
Now we move to 290 pounds. Only one man has bowed out so far. That's Cole Graysaber.
Here comes 290, ladies and gentlemen.
Vellner, Morad, Hapalainen, Uday, and Semenov. And Uday is good on the right side. Vellner has it to his shoulder. Morad is good. Semenov, Hapalainen is through as well.
I'd say by Henry Hapalainen as our next set of athletes moves up to their sandbag.
Saxon Panchik, Nick Matthew, Alexander Caron, Colton Mertens, and Augustin Riquelme up next at 290.
Matthew, there, he will advance on.
Riquelme and Mertens, as well as Caron now, have yet to successfully lift 290. Caron on his second attempt. And Caron is good. Here's Mertens and Riquelme out on the floor.
Mertens is close. He's got enough hip drop. He's got to get his hands underneath that bag after he gets that pop-up and shuffle that thing up onto his shoulder.
That's not able to get it.
He dropped almost down into a full squat to catch that. That was impressive.
If he stood that up.
Yeah.
So the two guys immediately on the right and wrong side of that cut line have both bowed out. Graysaber was the first man out. Mertens will be the second along with Riquelme. So this is a big tie break.
Huge tie break. And for Tim Paulson, who's on the 29th spot, who's over on the right side, that's big for him too.
And Paulson got the rep.
Now the end part is where he had actually already got it and was lowering it, and then it's like, are you sure? Yes, we are sure. You don't have to do it twice.
Sam Quant, Spencer Panchik, Uldis Upniks, Alex Vigneault, and Moritz Fiebig out there. All five of them are good.
No, Panchik threw it over his shoulder.
So Panchik will make another attempt. Able to save it, but now you just talk about the extra energy you're expending here.
And that's not to mention the rep he already did.
If it were me, if you failed that one, put it down. Give yourself a breather. And then go again. Don't try to relap that thing and go back up. You've spent yourself trying to get that thing up to the shoulder. Give your body a break.
Spencer Panchik will join Riquelme and Mertens in the tiebreak as Adler, Olsen, Pepper, Zanoni, and Spencer step up. Adler is good as well. Olsen fights through it. Pepper's good. Here goes Zanoni and Spencer.
Did someone forget to tell Adler how heavy that bag was?
Spencer
gets it. Zanoni's got to remove that hand. He does, and that's a good rep. Jeff Adler taking a break, talking things over with Pat Vellner is Roman Krenikov. Jason Hopper, Travis Mayer, Bjorn Brion, and Baden Brown are up next.
Mayer looks good in that center lane.
Having them are
For anybody thinking that we've never seen anything like this in competition before, it's actually not true. In 2015, it's an event called the CrossFit Invitational. Stones had to be lifted to the shoulders multiple times in that event.
I think there needs to be an apology letter written to your forearms.
Ricky Garrard on the left is struggling a little bit with that bag. Garrard gets it. Sager gets it. Now Jay Crouch still working through it, but when you compare Garrard with Medeiros, Garrard is more just wrestling up there. Medeiros seems to have his technique dialed in.
Yeah, he definitely has a plan, Medeiros does.
Now Jay Crouch won't be able to get through it.
And here's the thing, we haven't had a lot of misses. And I'm not sure if that's more stress as an athlete when no one is missing versus you start to see it happen in front of you.
Medeiros, Gudmundsson, and Mayos. He has no problem with that. Gudmundsson has it. Now here's Medeiros.
Pinned under his leg, right up to the top.
There it is.
I like his patience. You know, talk to Rob Orlando or anyone, the patience with the stone, patience with the sandbag. Everyone's just going so fast. It looks like he may be struggling, but really if a strongman coach came in, is like, it's okay to take your time, secure the bag, secure the stone, make sure you're ready.
There is Spencer Panchik. Panchik in 13th place overall coming into this event. Winner of this tiebreak unofficially takes 35th in this event.
1 minute.
You start working your way down the list. You get to Tudor Magda, who's 18 points behind Mertens and 16 behind Uday. I mean, Baden Brown's with it. I mean, we saw Mikulishin possibly jump 65 points in the last event for the women.
30 seconds.
Spencer Panchik, Colton Mertens, Agasson Raquelme, and Jay Crouch from left to right on your screen, the 4 men in this tiebreak.
Now the question that we saw on the women's side is where to start. We thought it was pretty simple, and then Danielle Brandon flipped the world on its head and went lightest to heaviest, and I'm curious to see what the guys are gonna do.
It's 100, 150, 200 on the bags here.
Can't tell if Panchik is set up more to the left, that he is gonna try that. The other 3 are gonna go heavy.
And there it is. Panchik's gonna go heaviest. Pardon me. Spencer Panchik did go lightest, and he's through. It did look like Spencer Panchik went lightest to heaviest. So it's Spencer, Crouch, and Mertens, and McKelvey.
Spencer, the only one of the 4 to go lightest to heaviest. Colton Mertens is the closest to him.
You also notice he stayed perpendicular to the bags. He didn't try to face the yoke and throw them over. He just stayed sideways and tossed them. That was the fastest way to get it done.
Not the result you wanted here in event number 10. You got it to 260, failed in the 270. What was difficult about this movement that led you to fail at that weight?
I think mainly rushing it on the second attempt. I knew when I threw it over my shoulder, I was more than strong enough. It was mainly just rushing the second attempt, and then it got away from my shoulder, like on this side of my bicep instead of my neck. That made a big difference, I think.
This is your rookie appearance at the CrossFit Games in the individual competition. Through 10 events, you had 2 positions in the top 10. You're only 22. What do you need to work on so you can come back here and get through the entire competition and climb toward the top 10?
I think the big thing for me is continuing to work on the things I'm not so good at. I have big strengths and very big weaknesses also. And I think that if I continue to work on those weaknesses specifically, I can come back here and do better for sure.
Well, thanks for the time. Best of luck in your CrossFit career.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're up to 300 pounds now, and it's Perron and Paulson out there trying to work that thing up to their shoulders. Perron's got it in his lap. Paulson is trying to wrestle it up to his shoulder. Looking at his judge, and his judge gives him credit for it.
And One of the things you notice when you look at all the bags sitting in front of where they're lifting is the bags obviously have to change in size as they get a little bit heavier, but certain bags, let's say 260, 270, and 280 may all be the same size. They're just not as full as much. So when I was testing this, I noticed I had an easier time with a bag that was less full, had a little more squish or wiggle room with it, that I could get my hands around it a little bit easier. But as I approach 300, that bag is completely full. You don't have any give in the bag anymore. It's a solid round object now. You have to get to your shoulder.
Well, Willie George just got through. Jonakoski almost had it there. Lazar Jukic is going to get credit for that. There's Jonakoski out there. So both Alexander Caron and Joris Karavis have moved over to the tiebreak area. Here's Jonakoski again at 300.
Grabbing almost at the top half of the bag.
There it goes. Oh.
Top half of the bag is hard to get any leverage from that position.
Jonakoski will head over to join Caron and Karavis in the tiebreak area. As Sam Quant, Noah Olson, Ulis Upniks, Rigo Zanoni, and Austin Spencer out there. And Olson trying to get the crowd behind him here. Sam Quant, no problem. Upniks is good. And Olson has it. There's Spencer and Zanoni out there. Zanoni drops it. Spencer's just got to get his balance, and he is good.
£300 on the
Zanoni just trying to get a grip on that thing and lost his balance. And he's going to head to the tiebreak area.
I mean, just
He'll be the
having
fourth
that
man there.
weight in the front rack at all, let alone tossing it around your midline with having no idea where it's going to go, and it's still able to stabilize it.
Not exactly sitting comfortably on your chest.
Jeff Adler gets under it and stands it up. Hopper's going to wrestle with it a little bit. See if he can lug it up to his shoulders. Pepper's good. Baden Brown is through, along with Guillaume Briand. Jason Hopper is through. Now to bring out Krennikov, Sager, Mayer, and Magda.
Mayer, Sager, and Roman Krennikov.
300 pounds, and Roman wants the crowd behind him. Travis Mayer is just mauling this. Krennikov is good. Tudor Magda trying to fight. And they'll have to make another run, but Roman Krennikov and Travis Mayer have looked very good so far.
If Tudor wants a shot getting in the top 30, he's 33rd, 21 points out. He has to get this back. This is a big, big lift for Magda. And that's the lap you want to see. When that gets to a certain weight.
Almost had it. But Magda heads to the tiebreak area. Now 5 men over there. Let's take another look at Travis Mayer. Wow.
The fact that you get it to their hip and have such little leverage.
Brent Fikowski, Cole Sager, and Ricky Garrard-Fikowski is through. Garrard is good, and Sager will get there.
Wow, almost lost that backwards. Saved it right at the end.
There's Guy Mahialos, Roman Carl Gudmundsson, and Justin Medeiros.
These guys are out here throwing offensive linemen on top of their shoulder. That's how heavy these bags are.
Medeiros is good. Gudmundsson is good, and Medeiros is going to take his time. And he has it.
And Medeiros,
you can tell he's done this before.
And he's looking more confident as this goes on, but he's done the same thing since 240 up into 300. And I mean, how many times do we say that we're just thinking about regular barbell lifts? What you do with a PR, say a snatch, you should do the same thing with a PVC pipe. And one hand over, one hand under, and having that hand under allows for that bag to turn while he lifts to get it on top of the shoulder.
Unofficially, the winner of this tiebreak takes 30th.
10 seconds.
This is big. Big for Magda.
Kervis, Magda, Zanoni, Carone, and Koski. Here we go. All of them go with the lightest bag. Carone goes heaviest. Carone's got 2 or 3 others. Koski and Magda racing across. Kervis is in Zanoni and Carone as well. So it's Koski, Magda, Carone, Kervis, and Zanoni in that order. Koski's going to take unofficially 30th place.
It's going to be close with Tudor.
Let's bring in Mike Arsenault.
Well, this is uncharted territory for these athletes, as 300 pounds was the heaviest bag in the warm-up area. Dan, you mentioned you hit 300 pounds when you were testing this event. What was your limiting factor at 310, and what advice would you have for these guys as they try a bag they have yet to conquer?
Well, I actually have to make a correction. It was 290 was the last one that I hit. I did struggle with the 300-pound bag, and really it's sticking to the technique. What worked at the lower weights, as Chase mentioned before, don't change things up when you have to get to that heavier weight. Do what you've practiced, do what's been successful, put a little extra mustard on it and get that thing up to your shoulder.
Up to 310 now, things getting serious. Pat Vellner, Will Morad, Heinrich Apolainen, Andre Uday, and Arthur Semenoff. Vellner has it, Uday is good, Semenoff is through, Apolainen trying to get that thing to the shoulder.
That was big for Uday. That might have been what he just needed to get back in the top 30.
Apolainen is good. So Will Morad, the last man out here at 310. Morad won't get it, and he'll head to the tiebreak area. Continue here at 310. Saxon Panchik, Nick Matthew, Willie George, Tim Paulson, and Moritz Wiebe.
The majority of these athletes, they're creeping over 1.5 times, so 1.6 times their body weight.
Nick Matthew Wiebe has it. Willie George couldn't get there. Tim Paulson loading up.
Tim Paulson,
1 inch at a time.
doing his best Jacqueline Dahlstrom impression.
Paulson is through, and he is fired up. Willie George trying to get that to his left shoulder and won't be able to make it. So Willie George will head over to the tiebreak area with Will Moore.
That bag gets heavier and heavier, and the hip thrust isn't getting it quite as high. It's becoming crucial for every athlete to get that hand underneath the bag. That release gives you a chance to jump that thing up to your shoulder.
Jukic, Olsen, Upniks, and Vigneault. And Alex Vigneault with no problem is through 310. Austin Spencer's on the top of your screen. He wasn't able to get that lift. Noah Olsen.
He said, Dan, he's got that hand under the bag. At least gives him a chance.
Olsen and Upniks are good. Lazar Jukic and Austin Spencer still out there.
Just keeping the
Jukic goes to the tiebreak area. As now 3 men are over there. We'll see if Austin Spencer stays alive. head to the tiebreak area as well. So now 4 men, we'll make it 5 men, over in the tiebreak area. And squat. Hopper has it. Brown. Pepper almost had it.
He's just off balance.
Pepper and Briand still on the floor now.
He's got the strength. I mean, toss 310 around on one side of your body. Can't blame the guy for losing his balance.
There's another attempt at Dallin Pepper. Pepper struggling again. Almost there. Almost there for Dallin Pepper. Just can't stand it up. Dallin Pepper heads over. 6 men in the tiebreak area. Jeff Adler, Cole Sager, and Travis Mayer. We'll see if Travis Mayer makes quick work with this one. Mayer already has it to his shoulder. So does Adler. Sager's in that deep squat.
That's good, but you see he's rising his shoulders first. In that position, there's no leverage there. But if you can get that arm underneath,
there it is.
Sager, what a fight, but not able to make it. Here comes Roman Krennikov back out to the floor. Cole Sager held that bag against himself for 30 seconds. Krennikov.
Better than he did 300.
Ricky Garrard and Guy Majeros are up next.
James Fikowski top right, saw those fireflies after that one. We're at the point now between Roman, Ricky, and Justin is you don't have a choice. You've got to get these bags.
And Ricky Garrard. Moving on. That'll leave Justin Medeiros out there all by himself.
His last bag, 300, was almost his best attempt so far.
Easy.
I mean, on that one, yeah, he was shaky only because he almost threw it over his shoulder. So the patience in the pull, setting up in the bottom.
Like how he pins that hand underneath the sandbag. Rolls right up to the shoulder.
Now the tie break between Pepper, Spencer, Jukic, Moran, Briand, and Willie George.
I feel like Cole Sager needs like at least a 2-minute reprieve from that 45-second sandbag hold.
Sager out there as well. In other sports, you kind of talk to the ref a little bit, maybe distract him from dropping the puck or throwing up the ball. That's exactly what Sager's doing right now with Boz. Trying to buy a little more time.
I can't imagine. I don't like hugging anybody for 45 seconds. 1 minute. Let alone a 310 sandbag.
Cole Sager, I'm going to kick that chalk bucket over a little bit, just make a mess, see if anybody comes up and cleans it up, gives it a delay.
Oh, no. And then 6 quick, somebody throw me a pocket knife so I can cut a hole in this bag. Clean up on aisle 7, guys. You got to. I guess we need 5 more minutes to find a new one.
30 seconds.
It's a great fight. When it's gone, it's gone. It's just not there. Sometimes it's just not there, and that's it.
Cole Sager making his 9th career appearance at the CrossFit Games. He's won the Spirit of the Games award before. Back in 2017.
10 seconds.
Here we go. Unofficially winner, this takes 24.
Right
bag over first. 200 bag for every man. Sager has the right bag left, and he went, I think, middle out maybe, and he's going to take last in that tiebreak. Odson Spencer is going to win it, so Spencer's going to take 24th.
And I was like, that was Sager's last bag. And he definitely went heaviest down to lightest. He just was a bit slower on the first bag over the yoke.
By the way it's looking like the guys who are picking the lighter bag first have had the better advantage or have been finishing first in these tiebreakers.
As like you were saying earlier, with the women, you can chest pass that thing over. You don't have to waste a lot of time with it.
320 pounds.
We now move to 320.
DJ knows what's up. He knows what's up.
There's Pat Velder.
These athletes probably know who this is, but the DJ knows what's up.
You just made me feel really old.
This is a nice song. Who is this?
I remember buying this album when it came out. Up to 320. Velder, Matthew, Apolainen, and Uday. Uday is the first man through at 320. Apolainen is trying to make something up, and Velder on the left is struggling to get it off the ground.
Velder, his hands are too far back, just had an off-weighted pull.
Nick Matthew and Apolainen got through, so Velder is the last man out there. Velder's going to drop him. He's going to head to the tiebreak area. There's the Nick Matthew cheering section.
We have Patrick, we have Olsen, Ubnix, Paulson, and Fiebig.
Saxon Patrick, Noah Olsen, Ulisner, Nixon, Tim Paulson, and Lawrence Fiebig now at 320. Saxon Patrick has it. Fiebig almost got it to the shoulder. Olsen, Paulson, and Ubnix. I'll find through this. Ubnix is through. Fiebig on the far right as well. Paulson will get credit. Paulson's being smart, looking right at his judge to make sure he's getting that call.
Before he even takes the hand off.
Before I do one more pump, I'm going to look at you.
Noah Olsen not able to make the lift, but
trying to get the crowd into it.
Sam Plott far left, Jason Hopper, Travis Mayer. This is the first time we've seen him have some trouble. Alex Fino and Baden Brown and Sam Plott. First man done. Hopper is good.
Hopper got his hand.
Brown, and now Travis Mayer will make another attempt.
Hopper got his hand under there and then just inched it up. Travis was taking some big tosses the second and third try. When it came down, it came right out of his hands.
And just can't get into the shoulder. Now 5 men in the tiebreak area. Here comes Brent Fikowski. It looks like he's going to be out there by himself. Well, Jeff Adler now is going to join him.
We have Adler and Fikowski. Here comes
Gudmundsen's going to step up as well.
So Fikowski on the last one, Sue Stars a little bit. He had to take a seat on the sandbag and collect himself before he went back to the bench.
Fikowski is there. They're starting to struggle. Gudmundsen's chalking up for another attempt. Won't go for Adler, so now the tiebreak area is starting to fill up. Another attempt for Bjorgvin Karl Gudmundsen.
Good, pinching the knees under the bag.
Gudmundsen is done.
That's a setup you want for the athletes in these heavier bags, is getting it to the lap, squeezing the knees together to secure underneath it, and give yourself an opportunity to get a better grab towards the middle bottom half of that bag.
Krennikov and Mojeros out on the floor together. Oh, Mojeros had him but dumped it behind him. Roman is almost there.
He's got the power. He's just got to get it stabilized on that shoulder.
And now Ricky Garrard will be on the floor all by himself with Justin Medeiros pacing behind him.
That fight from Roman. I don't know what it is about this lift, but there's something so primal about this strength test. You see that? Pick it up.
Ricky Garrard trying to inch it up to his shoulder. This is big for Ricky Garrard because he might find himself in third place after this event. There it goes. He has it.
And you know what I like to hear? I like to hear the cheers for Ricky Garrard.
Now here comes Justin Medeiros. And the Coliseum at the Alliant Energy Center rises to his feet for its defending fittest man on earth. And Justin Medeiros makes it.
What a save.
Now we have a tiebreak to get through. 7 men out there in the tiebreak. It's Adler, Fiebig, Olsen, Fellner, Semenov, Mayer, and Bjorgvin Karl Gudmundsen. And here are your overall standings coming into the event. Roman Krennikov just 7 points back of Ricky Garrard for second. Justin Medeiros, your overall leader with 835 points. And the 3 of them are going to further separate themselves from the pack. I mean, it's the battle for the podium. It's a question of where, not who.
These guys are night and day compared to the rest of the field right now.
I mean, I was joking earlier. We might get to a position where we're just going to put them in the center of the Coliseum, take your shoes off, no biting, and let's just figure out who's going to win. It might have to be just an actual fight to just see what the 1, 2, 3 order is going to look like.
But when is the last time on a Saturday night we've been in this position? Where it's anybody's game.
Ever?
It's been a long time.
I can't think.
It's been a long time. Here's your tiebreaker.
10 seconds. Stand by.
We'll see who goes latest to heaviest. It looks like they're all going to do that. The final battle for most of these men. Werner at about the same time, 5/100ths of a second between Adler and Werner. Olsen takes third, followed by Mayer, Gudmundsen, and then Fiebig. Semenov was in there as well. So everybody going with the lightest bag now. Watch at the far end there, Travis Mayer just couldn't get over, and that's how close it was.
It looked like Adler actually put his right foot up first rather than his left. That didn't get the... Oh, well, he's still finished in front of Fellner anyway.
5/100ths of a second between the two Canadians. Now we're down to 3 men lifting at a time.
Chase, we're going to see 340 come off the floor.
I don't know anymore. I can't even process.
I didn't think they were going to get here.
I can't process how strong these guys are in the manner in which they do this.
The time under tension is ridiculous.
Here we go at 3:30. Saxon Panchik, Andre Uday, and Heinrich Havolainen. Uday and Havolainen are going to bow out.
And the effort it's taken now just to get the bag into the lap.
Here come Paulson, Quant, and Vigneault. Quant gets to work first. And Paulson just said, yeah, that's it. Quant and Vigneault struggle at 3:30 here. Sam Quant is close and just couldn't get it those extra couple of inches, and Vigneault isn't going to get either. So the tiebreak area filling up quickly now. 5 men already over there. Upnik, Spakowski, Majeros.
We figured out the new way to do this as far as this event's concerned. Is instead of big heaves, as it gets to a certain weight, those smaller little inches on the way up.
There's Brent Spakowski. And Spakowski will get it as with the
We bring out some heavier bags. I think they're going to be able to keep going.
Uldis Upnik's bowing out. He heads over to the tiebreak area. Nick Matthew, Jason Hopper, and Baden Brown up next.
Somewhere, Adrian Boston's on a radio saying, can we make it 350 now? Do we have any other colors to play with?
Nick Matthew. Jason Hopper has it to his shoulder. Hopper's got to show control, and he will do it.
Now, shout out to Nick Matthew, who won the skills gymnastics event.
Baden Brown's going to make another attempt, pardon me, Chase.
And is throwing around a 330-pound sandbag.
Brown won't be able to get it. Well, Chase, you wanted a fight in the middle of the floor. You're going to get one. Medeiros, Krennikov, and Garrard all stepping out at the same time. There's Justin Medeiros' parents and his grandfather.
Ricky Garrard looking at it in a fight with a whiteboard, blackboard.
Over to work first. Justin has it to his left. Krennikov just can't stabilize it. Ricky is inching his way there. He's got to keep his balance. He's got to keep his balance. Here we go. Krennikov still trying to fight.
I like that.
Krennikov unable to make it. And he'll head to the tiebreak area. That's about as loud as I've heard this place in a long time.
We will advance to the final sandbag. 340 pounds, 7 athletes. We'll try to take that win here.
The 8 men in the tiebreak as Justin Medeiros takes a seat to rest. Here's a replay of Medeiros' effort.
I mean, just getting it into the lap.
A max effort deadlift just to get it to there. Like you said, he's taking his time. He's getting himself set up into the position he needs to be in. One hop to the shoulder.
Everybody getting a little time to catch their breath, including us. As Ricky Garrard and Justin Medeiros are on complete and total opposite ends of the bench here. Medeiros is on the far left, Garrard is way down the other end on the far right.
Like we've been talking, 30 athletes advance on to tomorrow. 1 minute.
1 minute before we start the tiebreak. Ricky Garrard trails Justin Medeiros by just 11 points here. There's the distance between the two of them. It's much closer on the leaderboard.
And one thing to keep note is that there's only one 340 bag. They'll be going out one at a time. And there's still, I think, 7 athletes left. And imagine if no one gets it in the type of tiebreaker we may have after this. Still got one more before we get to the back, though.
Chase, I was told no barbells would be boring.
10 seconds.
Here we go for the tiebreak.
Stand by.
We're underway. Alex Vino, Paulson, Uday, and Quant will give you the first 3 across. Uday is your winner. Vino after him. Paulson's going to take 3rd, followed by Quant, Hapalainen, Krennikov, Upnix, and Brown.
Watch Paulson not jump up on the stage. He's in the 3rd from the top, but he just threw his foot behind him and basically swept the leg just to try to trip the chip timer.
Like you should be on parkour while jumping up there. The heck of a move. And here we go. 1 man, 1 bag. 340 pounds. Guy Maieros is up first.
And this is the exact position Guy wants to be in. By himself on the platform, and you hear the Guy chants in the crowd.
If someone else lifts this and we go to a tie break, roll another bag out, let's figure it out though, because I don't think the people in this arena want this to end right now. Here comes Saxon Panchik.
Josh, these athletes look hungry. They want to show their strength here at the 2022 NOBULL CrossFit Games. Here's the one.
Nothing a little more chocolate sauce.
Chalk and duct tape. Very versatile.
Trying to get his hands as low as he possibly can on the bag, get as high up to the shoulder.
No good for Saxon Panchik. So Guy Maieros the only man so far to get through. He's only getting through 2, and here comes Nick Matthew.
He's got his crop top throw up there. I see you guys.
I As a gym owner, does the amount of chalk on the floor give you anxiety?
Tell you what, you put 340 overhead, you can put all the chalk you want on my gym floor.
Here goes.
Got it in the right spot.
And he will get through 340. Brent Fikowski will be up next. Professor has it in the lap. Fikowski has a chance. And that, students, is how you do that. Here comes Jason Hopper. This one might come down to a tiebreak.
Now, figure it out. Figure it out, guys. We got time. I'm pretty sure we have the capability. Figure it out. Nobody wants that.
Hopper looking good here.
Oh, he's got it.
And there it is.
If the tiebreaker was max revolutions during a lift, Jason Hopper would win.
No one is sitting down in this building right now.
Nor should they. My goodness. This is exactly what was billed. Big Lift Saturday.
Here comes Ricky Garrard. That took a lot out of Ricky Garrard. I don't think he's going to make another attempt. And he'll head over to join Saxon Penske in the tiebreak area. Now Justin Medeiros has a chance to put some more distance between himself, Ricky Garrard, and Roman Planikov.
Gotta be a champion. Gotta do champion things. You want to repeat, it gets even tougher.
So Medeiros now is going to head to the tiebreak area, it looks like. I don't know if he gave the judge the no. No, he's going to come back. I thought he gave it, I'm done.
Give it another shot. If he gets it to his lap, though, that's the thing. For Justin, that's the hardest part.
It has not been a struggle once it's on the lap to get it to the shoulder.
And he looks a tough part there.
Good grip, big pull.
Well, Justin heads over to the tiebreak, and now this is going to be a big tiebreak as Ricky Garrard's going to have a chance to shave some points off of Garrard's lead, but Guy Majeros has had some huge moments in this Coliseum. Nick Matthew and the Professor Brent Fikowski move on. Jason Hopper as well, and we'll find out how they're going to figure it out between the three of those guys. Four, pardon me.
And the way this has been shaking out up to this point is that we talk about little points now. This is a big opportunity for both Medeiros and Garrard. At these little points, may have massive implications. It's only 11 between the two.
Think back to 2017. I think they're bringing another bag out. They're reeling another one out. As that thing weighs, hopefully it's 350. Okay then.
Let's go.
But you talk about small points, think back to 2017. 2 points. 2 points separated Tia Toomey from Carl Saunders.
What a better way to find out these small points in a tiebreaker like this when it's been coming down to tenths of a second, hundredths of a second. No room for error here.
Guima Harris is the only one of the 3 men who are going to attempt that 350-pound bag who is on his feet.
Mystery flavor. $350 is what they have listed on the floor.
Keep that energy going. This is going to be one heck of a title in the minutes.
It's my second year, bro.
This is big.
Exactly.
This is so big for Medeiros and Gerard. I know there's another day left, but
You got to think each athlete's going to start with that small bag, move to the big bag, and the key, I think, there with watching other guys fail, little extra effort on the big bag. Make sure you clear that cross member. Don't run into it.
10 seconds.
Stick that foot out and get it over the line as fast as possible.
Earlier today, execution was key. It's going to be huge right here.
Stand by.
Here we go. Gerard has got it finished. Gerard struggles with that second bag. Medeiros will add 6 more points to his lead, unofficially going into the final day.
you said it, Dan. Execution. So far. Massive
Look at
emphasis.
it. And watch Ricky Gerard on the right.
That slip of the bag is all it took.
There's the reason Justin's wearing that jersey.
Justin Medeiros is brilliant. His dad just celebrated a birthday yesterday.
50 years old, he might have aged another 25 after this.
We're not done. Here's Guima Harris at 350. Medeiros will head to the tiebreak. Now here comes Nick Matthew, who has really made the most of his opportunity.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the most of the chalk bucket, but that as well.
That's how I look going out for a 400. You never know. Can win the event if he lifts this bag.
Those long arms are going to give him a big advantage here up to 350 pounds
if he hits this bag. I worry about the structural integrity of the roof of this Coliseum.
Fikowski for the win. Shoulder enough.
Wasn't quite. It was definitely laying a little more on his chest.
I thought he was going to give one
more bump. I thought he was too. I'm sure we we totally understand what it feels like to have that thing sitting on our chest.
Now that guy's sitting back eating a bag of chips. You're like, one more punt. What were you doing out there?
Why didn't you just try a little harder?
Noah thought he had it. Brent thought he had it. Now Jason Hopper, pardon me, I forgot. And hell, the excitement, I forgot there's another guy to go here. Here's Jason Hopper. He can win if he lifts this.
Made the lift to the lap look easy. He's got his hands nice and low. There's hands underneath.
He's going to go one more time. One more attempt for Hopper. We did the tiebreak anyway. 4 men for 100 points in the event win. Hopper, Fikowski, Majeros, and Matthew.
Josh, I'd like to know which side of the stadium is the loudest. You know what I'm saying? How are you guys doing up here?
There's Guy Majeros, who knew he blew the roof off this place last year in the 1 rep max snatch event. Looking to do it again here if he can win this tiebreak. Fikowski, Jason Hopper, 11th place overall coming into the event. Nick Matthew, who received a backfill spot to get here. And he has shown he belongs. The second time today, you gotta be fast, gotta be accurate.
1 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your final tiebreaker. Let's send them off right when we give you that countdown. Get loud. Hey!
Gotta love jock jams.
There's a lot of that going on right now.
30 seconds.
I don't think we knew how this event was going to play out when we first heard about it.
Someone's got to start a Hoosiers clap. I'm sorry, but like,
there's a lot of people on Instagram deleting their comments.
And I think for the second time in 2 days, an event has exceeded my expectations. This has been an absolute blast. Here we go, tie break for the win. Hopper had a big false start. Jason Hopper got away with one right there. It's not going to matter. I think Majeros may have beaten Nick Matthew over the finish line. Brent Fikowski is through, and Hopper's going to take 4th, but oh man, did he start early.
He did, but I think he...
Look at this.
The brakes on.
What? It's a tie between Matthew and Majeros.
Run it back.
Another back. Another back.
I don't want to go home yet.
8.23 seconds for both of them.
I have to wonder if they can carry that out. I mean, I've seen decimal points or not.
I think this might be the first time we've had with chip timings.
I don't think we have.
Of this.
I don't remember. But look at the start from Jason Hopper. He was...
Yeah, he slipped on the second bag, Hopper, and then by the time he got to the third, he shut it down. He knew. But
that's how close it was. And I don't think I have ever seen a tie with the chip timing. Both men getting that chip across the finish line at the same time.
What an exciting day. What an exciting week.
And what a way to end. Let's send it down to Mike Arsenault.
Well, I don't even even know what to say. What an incredible performance, what an incredible night by both of you. Nick, let's start with you. You've already had a 100-point win here on the Coliseum floor so far in this 2022 CrossFit Games. What was that experience like? Take us through that. What is it like to compete in front of these thousands of fans on a Saturday night?
This is insane. Like, I mean, biggest competition I've ever been in. This is amazing. I don't even have words.
Guy, you went first in your last two events. You look like a completely different athlete than the first 3 days of competition. What has changed for you?
I don't know. Maybe the workouts are good for me, and I'm just making sure that if it's a home run, I'm gonna hit.
Well, you both hit a home run. Congratulations, Nick, Guy. 100 points here in event number 10. Congratulations.
Nick Matthew and Guy Maillero's tied for the win, but I think everybody who was in this Coliseum is a winner. Let's go down to the floor with Kiki Dixon for a special announcement of what might await these men and women tomorrow.
Fans, look up to the video floor for a special event announcement.
It's not a specific workout, it's a concept. It's a way of being. The alpaca is a state of mind. So back in the early days of San Francisco CrossFit, we had equipment that we built, basically, because you couldn't buy it, because I'm old. And it's like, you know, sleds, kettlebells, stuff like that. It was not commercially available. It just wasn't. So we improvised. We had these grates that we would flip upside down and put like webbing through, and that's what we would use for a sled. It was literally like a storage tire grate, and then, yeah, we just drag stuff around. But what we figured that you could do that was really fun was you could put stuff that you would use later on in the sled. So you put dumbbells on the sled, you drag it somewhere, do something with the dumbbells, and then drag it some more. People don't seem to do that these days, but they're gonna do it now. So I had Bill build me a sled. It's called the Alpaca. It's just a big bucket sled, and we're gonna load a bunch of kettlebells in there, and you're gonna travel with the kettlebells and do a bunch of work with it. And so that's the concept. 53 pounds for the ladies, 70 for the gentlemen. It's a party, okay? So this is one of my all-time favorites. I can't wait to have everybody do it.
That was so hard.
The Alpaca. Thank you for your attendance.
That is going to be a good time.
Well, maybe for us. That didn't look like a good time at all for anybody testing that event.
I did have the opportunity to test that event, and let me tell you what I think the crux of that's going to be is the kettlebell clean and jerks.
We will find out tomorrow. What a blast here on day number 4, and what an incredible way to close things out under the lights on Saturday night with heavy lifts. Apparently you do not need barbells to have fun. Come back tomorrow, everybody, when we crown the fittest man and woman on earth. You can head to games.crossfit.com for official results, standings, and more. For Chase Ingram, Dan Bailey, Nikki Brazier, Mike Arsenault, and our entire broadcast team, I'm Sean Woodland. Thanks so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow for the final day of the 2022 NOBULL CrossFit Games.